Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. We are ready to enter the arena once more. I'm sure there'll be a fetch quest after this next fight again. Zekelex greets you politely. How can I be of assistance? I'm ready to enter the arena. Hope you came prepared. The members of the Nahyndrian League, formidable opponents. Acclaimed, your next opponent, has claimed the lives of over 100 of her opponents. She has also been slain in the arena on 3 separate occasions. However, she never stays dead. It's quite mysterious, but she always comes back to life, ready to fight in the Battlebliss once more. Who is my opponent? The imp scowls and covers his face with his hands. He peeks out from between his tiny fingers, as if he is wearing a mask. The tiefling glances at his familiar, and then nods. Atsa will be your opponent. She is a very dangerous member of the Nahyndrian League, but she's a bit of a mystery. She used to work for the Assassin's Guild, and no one knows why she left. She is swift, deadly, and violent, but most importantly, she's extremely hard to kill. Stay on your guard against her. Earning your membership in the Nahyndrian League will not be easy. I'm ready to enter the arena. I wish you good luck. If you die, greet death with a sweet kiss. Better still, slay all of your opponents and return alive and victorious. If I'm only fighting one opponent, I think I'll have a pretty easy go of it. Now he wants a place in the Nahyndrian League. This Don Quixote, the Method Slayer. The Nahyndrian League proudly presents its fighter. You all know her, you obsess over her, and you all fear her. We've enjoyed her hundreds of victories in the arena, and 3 times we've enjoyed her defeat and painful death. But every time she has come back from the dead, an artist of suffering, at some thrice killed. I'll cut out your eyes faster than you can blink. The winner of this fight will be granted membership in the Nahyndrian League, and the other will die. Or in the case of Atselm, not die. We'll have to find out. Fighters, commence battle. Alright, let's get my main character up here. Let's see if I can one-shot her.
Our victory is certain.
Nope. Not close enough. We knocked her prone, and that wrapped up the fight. Arena, I'll be back. I always come back. This is not the end. This can't be happening. The Nahyndrian League's fighter is down. The fearsome Atsum has fallen. Long live the newest member of the Nahyndrian League. Mangalat solemnly raises his hands for silence. His eyes sweep across the arena before coming to rest on you. There's a sly look on his face, and he gives you a cheerful wink before quickly resuming a pompous and dignified expression. He turns back to the crowds, and his voice booms out over the arena. Behold, the newest member of the Nahyndrian League. He is invincible, bloodthirsty, violent, and cunning. It's Don Quixote, the Method Slayer, glory and death. The crowd goes wild. Demons climb over one another, trying to get a better look at you. The roar of the spectators grows so loud, you can feel it in your bones. The audience is utterly enthralled. They look at you in wonder, and worship you as if you're a god. Brucelai's whisper is barely audible. Glory and death. That is the battle cry of doomed madmen. How many times have I heard it? How many times have I shouted it while standing in the arena? I run from what I have done. I run as fast as I can. Even the smallest thing can remind me of my past. Then it all comes flooding back. I remember all the terrible things I've done. Two and 3, jeez. Yeah, my character is definitely going to get caught up in the glory here. Let's shout the traditional gladiatorial battle cry. The crowd roars its approval. The screams of the audience shake the arena, and the Battlebliss trembles with the noise of their stomping feet. They pump their fists excitedly, and yell in unison, Method Slayer. Mangaleth lays his fat hand on your shoulder with exaggerated friendliness. This gladiator is no longer an unknown fighter, a loner without a place to belong. For his valor and courage, Don Quixote will receive a collar of the Nahyndrian League. From now on, he is the precious property of the Battlebliss. I am pleased to tell you that I've personally taken this worthy warrior under my wing. How's he putting his hand on my shoulder? I'm on a horse. An enlarged horse at that. Look out, champ! Mangaleth pats you on the shoulder again. As he does, the world around you fades to black.
This...
Hey, that's enough fooling around. You have more methods to defeat. Mangaleth looms over you. The Arena Master's massive, bloated torso wriggles wildly as he bursts into a fit of maniacal laughter. As he came in housed in amusement, you realize that your neck feels stiff. You reach up a hand and discover that you're now wearing a jewel-studded metal collar. The hand's voice is filled with sorrow and remorse. I've let you down, champion. That fiend has taken you captive, and I was unable to stop him. I could not perceive his motives through the veil of insanity that shrouds his damaged mind. I knew we were in the abyss, a place where you can't even trust your own shadow, but I failed to be vigilant. But what's done is done. Stay strong. We will find a way to free you. I expect an explanation. Mangaleth grins. What did you expect? You were so desperate to join the Nahyndrian League. Now you remember. Did you think I'd let you wander around Alushanira and risk your butt out on the streets? Well, think again. I don't want anyone to slit your throat and leave you bleeding to death in some back alley. A death without any spectators? Absolutely not. No, when you die, the crowds will be screaming from the stands. That's a promise. The Camion points to your collar with a smile. Please accept this small gift with my compliments. It will guarantee your safety. This collar will make sure you do not leave the Battlebliss. I don't want you looking for trouble out in the streets. I want you out looking for trouble in the streets. That's some words mixed. It will also prevent you from picking fights with other gladiators outside the scheduled fight times. It'd be so wasteful if you started killing one another outside the arena. The crowds would miss out on all the action. No, there'll be a time and place for fighting, but here, you can experience other kinds of entertainment. You enjoy all the pleasures accorded to a new star in the arena, the best food and drink, the most passionate succubi, and throngs of adoring fans. You'll love being my property, I promise. Now, 1 and 2 both work. After I won my victory in the arena, you deprived me of my freedom. You've acted dishonorably. You wanted to become a legend. I can make that happen. The legends don't just walk the streets of Alushanira. They can't live among the common folk, easily accessible to the adoring crowds and unwashed masses. No, you must be distant and aloof. If someone catches a glimpse of you, it should be all they talk about. You want them to brag about the encounter and tell all their friends. This will increase your reputation, and soon, you'll be in high demand. Yes, this is your new life. I've amputated your freedom like an unnecessary appendage, that you can achieve true greatness. Where are my companions? Mangaleth sounds distracted. Your companions. Ah yes, it was a group of Galarians who came looking for you, but I gave the guard strict orders to keep them away. Are they your slaves? Forget about them. You won't need them anymore. I own the best slaves in Alushanira, and they are all at your disposal. Free me now. The Camion burst into a fit of hysterical laughter. Oh, how I wish I could make you really angry right now. I'd love to watch you destroy everything, but now is not the time or place. You'll just have to accept that from now on. You will live here, just like all the other members of the Nahyndrian League. Only the champion is allowed to leave the arena, because everyone thinks he is invincible. No one wants to pick a fight with someone who can't die. That's why the champion can do whatever he wants. Mangaleth looks at you with a sly smile. Perhaps you would like to fight Gelderfang. If you take his life and title, you can walk free. The chance to become the champion, why, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Too bad you won't survive. You take off this collar right now. You don't know who I am, do you? You've made a big mistake. The demon winks at you. You do realize that you're not my first obstinate guest, don't you? Some of the creatures who have worn my collars once aspired to become demon lords. Trust me, I am very prudent. My collars are designed to restrain all manner of creatures. Not even a Baylor could escape. Yeah, but I can beat a Baylor. Now I can fight Gelderfang. Excellent. You're not afraid. I can see it in your eyes. This is going to make for wonderful entertainment. Gelderfang hasn't had an opponent like you in a long time. Normally, everyone he fights is scared to death of him. The preparations for the fight won't take very long. Get some rest, work out, and enjoy every pleasure you can afford, because all this will be over soon. You'll become a legend. A dead legend. This collar reminds me of the seal we broke back in Dresden. If I try to break it here, its powers will be unleashed, and the collar will likely kill you. I don't want to take that risk, at least not right now. Let's only consider that option as a last resort. For now, you try to stay calm. Be vigilant, and look for opportunities to escape. I'm certain you'll find a way to get free. Not everyone seems to like the way you run the arena. Oh, please don't start spouting all that rubbish about fair fights. What does that even mean? One of the opponents is always stronger than the other. That's the whole point. After all, fights are supposed to be entertaining. The spectators come here to watch the strong triumph over the weak. They want to enjoy the taste of victory without ever leaving their seat. The arena is a theater of violence, a deadly circus, but it is not a fighting pit. After all, fights always follow one of two narratives. Either the monster prevails over its helpless victim, or the invincible hero chops off the monster's head. The outcome of every fight is predetermined, and its narrative depends on what the spectators want to see. Some fighters are crowd favorites. The audience cheers them on with whistles and shouts of encouragement. And of course, there are other fighters that they despise. The crowds jeer them from the stands. Why would anyone want to change all of that? It would ruin the show. The audience wants a performance, not a competition match between two professional gladiators. What's the point of a fight without any drama? You might as well just flip a coin to decide who wins. Well, yeah, the back and forth is its own drama. Makes it more exciting because you don't know who's going to win. Nobody wants fair fights except for Zekelex. The audience likes things the way they are. The Zekelex handles the betting tables, and they haven't been very profitable. Of course, under my management, the arena makes money in other ways, but that's not enough for him. He wants to turn my magnificent theater of violence into a stupid slaughterhouse. You really think the Mephit Slayer... Yeah, do you really think the Mephit Slayer is an amusing title? There's an insane light in the Cambion's eyes. He nearly chokes with laughter. Yes, I think it's magnificent. All Evolution Ira finds it funny. You must admit, I have a talent for inventing memorable nicknames. I don't like either one of these options. Sure, I burst out laughing. Alright, I see your point. It is quite funny. The two of you laugh together for some time. He says that there's something not altogether right about his laughter. It feels unhinged. But it's also intoxicating. As you drink it in, you feel the faint aftertaste of immortality on your lips. I think you've gone completely insane. Ringlet smiles disarmingly. I surely am. I am mad as a hatter. My armor was long lost. But what did you expect? You're in the abyss. Everyone is crazy here. You're sane and sensible. You're shunned by society. You'll be considered an outcast. Alright, I'll try it. You can't control me. The collar makes a quiet clicking sound. A wave of heat courses down your neck. Your vision blurs for a moment. When it returns to normal, you find yourself back in the place where you first regained consciousness. Mangaleth greets you with a warm enthusiasm. The Mephit Slayer, what can I do for you? Well, just you wait. I'll find a way to break free from this collar. Oh, I'm trembling in fear. Ha ha ha. I mean, I have my dragon with me, at least. Zekelex takes a wary step back. I thought I had convinced Mangaleth not to take you captive, but clearly I was wrong. He's a raving lunatic, and constantly changes his decisions. You should direct your anger toward him. Did you know that I was walking into a trap? I didn't know for sure, but I did have my suspicions. All the members of the Nahyndrian League are considered Mangaleth's property, and since gladiators are valuable assets, they're not allowed to leave the arena. All the elite fighters at the Battlebliss wear those collars. However, I did suggest to Mangaleth that he should make an exception in your case. I told him that he should allow you to remain free. I thought I had managed to convince him, but clearly I was wrong. Why am I being forced to wear this collar? These collars are worn by all members of the Nahyndrian League. You won't be able to leave the arena. If you try to escape, the collar will immediately teleport you back to the Battlebliss. If you try to hurt Mangaleth or harm his property while wearing the collar, it will transfer you to a safe and quiet place where you can calm down. Of course, the collar will be removed when you enter the arena. That's the only time members of the Nahyndrian League are allowed to fight one another. Mangaleth doesn't want his precious property damaged outside the arena, but there are no such restrictions once his fighters are inside. As long as there are screaming crowds in the stands, the gladiators can do whatever they want to one another. Did you hear that, champion? They'll take off the collar when you fight. As soon as you enter the arena, you'll be free and unfettered. You can do whatever you want. A lot of gladiators believe that they're invincible. They're so confident in their own abilities, they'll challenge anyone to a fight. Before gladiators had collars, they used to strut around the streets of Elushanira and pick fights with dangerous opponents. We lost a number of good fighters that way. Even worse, they would fight among themselves and kill or maim one another outside the arena without any spectators to watch. That's why I had the idea to create these collars. However, Mangaleth stole my idea and took all the credit for it. I understand. I apologize once again. I'd certainly set you free if I could. Will you help me escape? Of course I will. I have a plan that will free you from the collar and help you defeat Gelderfang. And trust me, you will need my help. While you're unconscious, Mangaleth managed to find a Nahyndrian crystal. Gelderfang has been obsessed with getting his hands on one, and his wish finally came true. A demon called Mutasafin took the crystal into Gelderfang's room and locked the door. For the next few hours, the sound of the champion's screams shook the arena. When Gelderfang emerged from his room, he was covered in blood, but he also looked stronger and more powerful than ever. Mangaleth is confident that you won't stand a chance against his champion, but I disagree. I think you can win. Zekelex lowers his voice conspiratorially. I want to overthrow Mangaleth and take over the Battlebliss. Mangaleth is terrible at his job. He's standing in the way of my ambitions. There's no denying that he is a genius. No one can get the crowds excited like he can, but his management of the arena could not be worse. The fights have turned into a bloody circus. The opponents are never evenly matched. The crowds are losing interest, and the passion of the audience is fading away. I want to change all of that. But it won't be easy to kill Mangaleth. The current champion, Gelderfang, protects him. After his last escapade, Mangaleth has forbidden Gelderfang from leaving his side. He's not beside him now, but I can't attack him, so I guess that doesn't matter. That means Mangaleth is only vulnerable when the champion is fighting in the arena. So I want to offer you a deal. I'll help you eliminate Gelderfang if you'll help me overthrow Mangaleth. If you agree to my proposal, I'll make sure your companions join you in the arena when you need them. Then you can kill Gelderfang together. You can have the title and all the glory that comes with it. You'll become the champion, and I'll take over the arena. Deal? The tiefling extends his hand to you, and looks at you solemnly. Didn't he run away? I didn't kill him. He's the alchemist that ambushed us in the middle city. Did you mention Mutasafin? I killed him not long ago. I've heard more than one person claim the same thing before. It didn't stick. That weasel Mutasafin is surprisingly hard to kill. I shake the tiefling's hand. Tiefling begins to speak in a brisk, matter-of-fact tone. The imp nods his agreement with each sentence. Gelderfang is, of course, an extremely dangerous opponent, but he's not without his vulnerabilities. For example, he doesn't know that you hired the succubi to keep him company. Since you paid for their services, I think they'd be willing to accommodate some special requests. If you want to weaken Gelderfang before the fight, I'm sure you can persuade them to help you. I think that's everything. Try to make use of these advantages during the fight. It'll be your best chance to defeat Gelderfang. While you fight for the title of champion, I'll eliminate Mangaleth. He'll be vulnerable without his favorite bodyguard. Then the Battlebliss Arena will be ours. Of course, you won't have to fight Gelderfang all by yourself. Companions were worried when Arangaleth kidnapped you. I reached out to them and secured their cooperation. I'll make sure they join you in the arena when the time comes. So I have no intentions of actually weakening Gelderfing. That goes against my character's glory chasing. We need to fight a weakened opponent. Alright, is there anything I should know about my fight with the champion? The fight will not be fair. As you already know, Arangaleth doesn't believe in a level playing field. First, he'll send in some weak fighters, just to whet the audience's appetite. Then, you will have to face more experienced gladiators. I have no doubt that you'll defeat them. They might prove troublesome. Try not to let them wear you down, and avoid injury as much as possible. You'll need to save your strength. Next, I suspect that some of the members of the Nahyndrian League will enter the arena. Arangaleth will send in some of his most loyal fighters. The dire one will probably be there, like a rabid dog on a leash. And I expect Atselm and Ruxa will be there as well. They don't care if the fight is fair or not. All they care about is gold. Finally, after all of that, Gelderfing himself will enter the fight. And that's when Arangaleth will be defenseless. And what if I tell Arangaleth everything I know? What would you have to gain? Even if you tell Arangaleth everything, you still can't trust him. He's a lying cheat. He'll turn on you in an instant. And destroying me, you'll destroy yourself. Alright, don't let anyone disturb my sleep. I need to get some rest. No one will disturb you. I'll make sure of it personally. Alright, let's look around this area, see if there's anything to grab like this. Alright, so that's the guy we spoke to earlier. So there's Ruxa. There's Gelderfing. Oh, he's got big wings. Look at him. Took me 12 minutes to break the lock. Well, hopefully that wasn't anything important.
I'll go ahead.
I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get back here with my party, so can't risk leaving anything behind. Oh, that's the entrance. Okay. Can't go that way. Let's see if the, there's more to look at over here. Do it once around before I start speaking to people.
Follow my lead.
That looked like a unique power shield. We haven't seen a lot of, but I do have a playthrough plan where I'm going to use a tower shield and I think a bastard sword. I might also use a warhammer with it. I'm undecided. It could go either way. Alright, let's speak to the dire one. A huge dark-skinned man sits quivering in the corner. His giant body is covered in scars. Many of his injuries look like they should have been fatal, yet somehow he's still alive. Some of his wounds are still fresh, but no one has bandaged them up or tried to heal him. Man's skin is in tatters, and blood oozes from his broken body. He is clearly in a lot of pain. It is hard to believe that someone so badly injured could maintain consciousness. He casts a wary glance in your direction, and grunts something unintelligible. You can't make out his words, but his tone is an unmistakable warning not to come any closer. Who are you? The gladiator snarls at you. He looks tense, ready to spring. He's clearly not comfortable holding a conversation. A low feral growl rumbles in his throat. A dire one. Can you understand me? There's a mixture of fear and anger in the man's bloodshot eyes. Perhaps he doesn't understand you, or perhaps he just doesn't want to talk. Examine the slave's sword and helmet. The gladiator moves at surprising speed. As he reaches for the items, he snatches them away. His voice is a hoarse whisper. Not yours. Go away. I have to go. The slave closes his eyes and collapses onto his mat with a dull moan. Atselm sits in front of you, looking very much alive despite her recent death in the arena. However, she is not alone. Two other figures sit beside her. The first is an elderly woman with a wrinkled face. Despite her age, she still retains some of the grace and vigor of youth. The second is a very young girl, who's only just passed from childhood to adolescence. Upon closer inspection, you realize that both of these figures look like Atselm. They all share the same face. Atselm looks up at you. She has high cheekbones and androgynous features that could easily belong to a man or a woman. Her ears are partially hidden behind her hair, but you can just make out their strange shape. You realize that Atselm is not human, though from a distance, she could easily be mistaken for one. She greets you cheerfully, does not seem to harbor any resentment toward you. Ah, here comes our killer. We hope you enjoyed the sweet taste of victory. The old woman who looks like Atselm adds in a stern voice. But we won't forget what you've done to us. It hurt us very much. Be glad we're not vindictive. Well, not normally. How did you survive? We are a Fae of the First World, a triune being with joint thoughts and feelings. When two of us fight in the arena, the third one observes, hidden by magic. This way, one of us will stay alive, even if the others die. Then, when morning comes, we'll return to our triune form. That is very helpful, but it must hurt very much. I guess it is better not to die at all, and you don't have to come back to life again. I'm sorry I killed you. Please forgive me. I mean, I didn't really enjoy it. Yeah, I had to follow the rules of the arena. The old woman answers you grumpily. Rules have nothing to do with it. This is the Abyss, where rules are invented only to be broken. You killed us because we were your enemies, not because you wanted to follow the stupid rules. That's true, but that wasn't an option dialogue. How do you create copies of yourself? The girl smiles mischievously. The girl smiles mischievously and sticks out her tongue. It's a Fae secret. We won't tell you. Well, this is a silly question. Why do you refer to yourself in the plural? The elderly woman chuckles. She shrugs her shoulders and sighs. We're not one. We're not three. We're a triune entity. This is the way we're accustomed to speaking. Tell me about yourself. We're Atselm Thunder Eyes, a Fae from the First World, and a proud scout of the Wild Hunt. It was Atselm's job to track down the prey and flush them from hiding. After a good chase, there would be feasts, and Atselm always took a bottle of spiced wine to the monarch of the hunt. During one of the feasts, Atselm infuriated the monarch when she mixed up 2 bottles of wine. She brought him young wine, fragrant and smelling of spring, but he asked her for aged wine that tastes of oak, wine that would leave the bitterness of regret on the tongue and make the soul weep. Old Atselm joins in, her voice trembles with bitterness. And the monarch said, "Don't you know the difference between young and old, Atselm?" "No? Well, I'll show you." And he banished Atselm from the First World. But the Fae used to be a good servant, so at the last moment, the monarch relented. To help Atselm overcome her pathetic stupidity, the monarch taught her a special spell, in order to cast this spell on herself every morning. The spell made Atselm a triune being, and helped her understand the difference between vibrant youth and the gray hairs of old age. Young Atselm interrupts the older version of herself, and now Atselm has grown wise, would become very wise. The time is near when the monarch will summon us back to the Wild Hunt, and we'll be riding again with our brothers and sisters. We'll drink and laugh, and no one will say, "Haha, Atselm is so foolish. He doesn't even know the difference between young and old ever again." How would you like to help me kill Gelderfing in the arena? You wish to betray Emangaleth and kill his champion. That is an ambitious plan, and for some reason, you've decided to seek our help. You killed us, but has not stopped you from paying us a visit. This is all very unusual. Yes, you've intrigued us. Now you must persuade us. Young Atom laughs and clasps her hands together eagerly. We want to hear more about this cunning treachery. How exciting. I mean, this is the most Fey answer. Because it'll be fun to betray Emangaleth. Young Atom nods her approval. She gestures toward the other two forms, as if to indicate that she is speaking on their behalf. The Glarian knows the meaning of fun. It sounds like a very good joke. Count us in. Alright, I have to go. Atom's 3 incarnations watch you leave with a sly smile. So I'm not going to weaken my opponent, but I have no problem getting more allies to help me defeat him in the arena. Because I already know it's not going to be a fair fight, so why not make it fair? Which, I don't know, I guess an unfair fight also works for my character. A little split on that. I wanted to explore the dialogue. You know what? Actually, roleplay-wise, maybe this gives her a chance to be free of the arena, because currently she's a slave. Because all the members of the Nahyndrian League have those collars. So yeah, we're gonna free her from bondage. Alright, Ruxa. A massive scaly demon greets your arrival with a roar of fury. She spins her weapon toward you with practiced ease, stopping the blade an inch from your chest. Galarian, new blood. You've not been in the League for long, but you've already been given the chance to fight against Gelderfang. I've been fighting in the arena for over a year now, but Emangaleth protects his champion from me. Pathetic cowards, the both of them. Who are you? Demon twirls her weapon in the air. The blade comes within a hair's breadth of your face. Surely you already know. I am Ruxa, future champion of the Battlebliss. We Vavakia are the greatest of the races. Even among my own kind, I am considered the best and strongest. The power that roars within me was a gift from Lamashtu herself. She gave me the strength to conquer the entire universe. What can that pompous weakling Gelderfang possibly do to me? I'll take him by his neck with one hand, I'll grab his wings with the other, and I'll tear him apart. Do you worship Lamashtu? The demon answers the proud roar. Yes, Lamashtu created Vavakia to rule and conquer. He gives us strength, power, and superiority over all the rest. We are conquerors, Lamashtu's true firstborns. All Vavakia must worship her. I'm assuming there's unique dialogue here if you also worship Lamashtu. Might make it easier to convince her to join you. And we'll have to fight against each other soon. I suggest we join forces and kill Gelderfang. Why do I want to form an alliance with you, New Blood? Despite her arrogance, you tell that you have her attention. She watches you intently, really interested in what you have to say. So she really just wants to kill Gelderfang. She didn't say anything about being a champion, so I think option 3 is the best. Emangaleth will rig the fight. He won't let you defeat his champion. Yes, Emangaleth is both smart and cunning, but he's a coward. He won't let me break his favorite toy in a one-on-one fight. Fine. I won't kill you in the arena. I'll wait until Gelderfang shows up to fight you, and then I'll tear him to pieces. Perhaps I'll even let you live after I've finished with him. If you grovel in the dust and beg for mercy, I might choose to spare you. Alright, I have to go. Get lost, New Blood. I'll kill you in the arena soon enough. Despite just agreeing not to. The succubuses you've hired on Zekelex's instruction recognizes you at once and waves at you enthusiastically. You've really pulled out all the stops, but tell me, is your ambition to kill Gelderfang? If so, that would suggest you had an ulterior motive to hiring us. Is there something particular you had in mind? What do you need us to do? Succubus lowers her voice conspiratorially and glances briefly at her companions. You follow her gaze, You realize that they are all busy distracting the champion's attention from your conversation. How's the champion? Is Conversing enjoying himself? Succubus gives you a wink and lowers her voice. He is absolutely enthralled. He believes our visit is a gift from an anonymous fan. If it weren't for your presence in the Battlebliss, he would have been completely happy. But it seems your arrival has made Conversing a bit cranky. Of course, he pretends like everything is alright, but he clearly considers you a threat. Conversing hasn't been afraid of anyone in a long time, so he finds you deeply unsettling. Alright, I have to go. Take care of yourself, outsider. If you survive the fight with the champion, drop by the brothel to see us. We'll give you a night to remember. After all, Conversing shouldn't have all the fun. Conversing greets you with a condescending sneer. He looks at you smugly, flexing his muscles so that you can see his chiseled abs beneath his smooth, flawless skin. His teeth have been neatly filed, and his impassive eyes hide a cold fury that could ignite into a hot, flaming rage at any moment. You get the feeling that it wouldn't take much to set him off on a rampage. Ah, he must be my next victim. See, the little Galarian who wants to challenge me for the title of Battlebliss champion. Conversing pretends not to recognize you. He looks you up and down, and then fixes you with a bored, lazy stare. Another primitive Galarian. There's nothing special about you. How disappointing. Why do you fight in the arena? Because it's fun. Where else can I unleash my passion, my wild and sensual spirit? If I don't fight, I feel a terrible aching pain in my bones. Without release, my power grows sour and stale, like a rancid brew. The only thing that can cleanse me from this stagnation is to find a victim and torment them until they howl. The wail of pain and humiliation washes over me and restores my power to its full potency. Only then do I become myself again, Conversing the Invincible, the true ruler of the Battlebliss. I didn't understand any of that, but it sounded very stupid. We're gonna fight each other soon. You're not scared, are you? The demon chuckles contemptuously. When you're about to eat a great feast, do you feel scared? When a succubus seduces you, do you feel scared? I'm looking forward to our fight, and so should you. I plan to be very delicate with you. I'll slip my fingers into your skin and extract the tip of a nerve, and I'll slowly pull it from your body, like a fisherman reeling in a line. I won't stop until I've removed every last nerve from your body. First, you'll howl in pain and terror. You'll beg me to pull your nerves out faster, so that you won't feel the pain anymore. Trust me, it'll be an unforgettable experience. I killed a lot of your kind back on Galarian. Oh right, I heard about that. A real demon exterminator. Supposedly, you have amazing powers or something like that. You don't seriously think that your enemies on Galarian could compare with a demon like me, do you? Even my rivals are more powerful than the puny foes you defeated back on your world. Sorry, but your special powers aren't enough to impress me. What kind of crystal did Embark give you? Incubus stretches his limbs and looks at you with a grin. That doesn't concern you, mortal. You shouldn't worry about such things. I don't need a crystal to defeat you. If you had the crystal instead of me, you still wouldn't stand a chance. You don't deserve to be the champion. You're a pathetic blowhard, and it's appalling that I have to fight against such an unworthy opponent. Demon's relaxed, laid-back demeanor vanishes instantly. He hisses furiously, baring his teeth in an angry snarl. I'm gonna make you suffer, mortal. I'll make you beg for the sweet release of death. I'll start nice and slow. Oh yes, I'll take my time as I unravel your innards. I'll make a noose for you out of your own intestines. Then I'll strangle you until the life leaves your body. Yeah, that's an overplayed threat. Gotta be a little bit more creative, man.
That is not far.
Been fighting demons for almost 150 episodes. Alright, looks like there's no one else to talk to, so we should be... We'll do one more pass, make sure I didn't miss anything.
I'll go ahead.
Alright. Get back over here, stay next to Zekelex. I'll call it an episode, and in the next one we will fight Conversing in the arena. I am mount up on it here.
Waiting.
Perfect. Alright, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.